Hello and welcome. My name is Brian Caplen. I'm editor of The Banker. I'm here with Gottfried Leibbrandt, the CEO of Swift, and we're discussing the issues of the upcoming Sibos in Toronto. So, Gottfried, it's going to be an exciting meeting, I'm sure. Obviously, one of the things that's interesting to people now is how the correspondent banking model is changing and how it's meeting customer expectations. I mean, take us on a bit of a journey through what's being done there.
Thank you for starting out with a topic I'm passionate about. Correspondent banking is a great asset. It's got deep liquidity. You can reach anybody anywhere in the world through it and send them money. But it's also not the fastest, and you don't often know where your payment is. So, as customer expectations have evolved, I think it has to adapt, and it's doing that. And we have what I think launched a transformational initiative with GPI
right
2 years ago at Sibos.
Which stands for Global Payments Innovation.
Global Payments Innovation Initiative, which was conceived 2 years ago at Sibos Singapore, if I'm not mistaken, with the largest banks. And it really does a couple of things. One is it puts a number of commitments of banks around it to speed up the processing. It provides transparency in terms of fee structure, etc. So you know how much money is going to end up.
And it allows you to track.
And allows you to track the payment. It introduces a unique identifier end to end and allows you to track the payment. Now that together is a very powerful combination. We've seen so far, so in record time, I think the community has been able to launch this. We have now over 1 million payments a month on it, and on some corridors we're getting close to half of all the payments being GPI enabled. Corporates love it because they can indeed track their payment, they can see where it is. Initial measurements are that the increase in speed is tremendous. Over half the payments are processed literally not in days but in hours, with I think a third of the payments in half an hour or even more. So it really has delivered on that.
But look, so far so good. But nothing stands still. So what's the next step with it?
The next step is building on top of that services that leverage what we have. So the tracker, for example, the identifier allows you to do many more things. Add rich information to it, like invoice information, reconciliation information, or information you need for compliance purposes, or bills of lading in trade finance. You can really enrich the information that flows with it. You can stop a payment if you have concerns about it. You can, in fact, we envision a whole ecosystem of value-added services that interact with the banks and with us through APIs that leverage the tracker as well as the information that's in it.
Okay, now there's all sorts of other exciting technology around. Blockchain is one, but also artificial intelligence. Can we take those and add anything to the payments process with those two?
Yeah, artificial intelligence is fascinating, and what you can do with data is mind-boggling, and we see that with the large Silicon Valley companies. I think the intriguing part has always been banks sit on unique data. They really know more about their customers than many other companies do. How can you unlock that data and still maintain privacy? I think that's a real debate going on. And how can you unlock that data in a way that makes economic sense? In that context, it is fascinating to see what's going to happen now with the APIs. As per PSD2, banks have to allow access to their payment accounts and allow people to retrieve that information.
And what about blockchain then?
But on that one, there's a lot of discussion who's going to use it, and there's a lot of fintechs on it. But I think the big Silicon Valley companies are going to be all over this. For them, they have the algorithms; they can do stuff with the data. And the other interesting question will be, what's the economics behind this? You know, who's going to make money out of this? Who's going to charge for it? And that is all still, I think, up in the air.
Gottfried, thank you very much.